Hey there, comic book fans. Welcome to a special Christmas episode of some comics and comic related stuff that I got for Christmas today. Just figured I'd show them to you. In my family, we use wish lists a lot, so I got an Amazon wish list with a bunch of comic related stuff on it. So often my family will pick things up for me from there. And here's the first thing that was picked up for me for there. Friday, book one. The First Day of Christmas. It's even named. Ed Brubaker, Marcos Martin, and Munsta Vincente. There we go, Vincente. And this, I remember reading, I think maybe it was a free comic book day, something. There was like one issue of this that I read. I don't know if there's ever more individual issues, because I think this may have been published as a web comic first or something. Yeah, best Eisner winner for best digital comic. So it was a digital comic first. And if I remember correctly, it's sort of like this coming home story about a girl who's away in college and she comes back home to her hometown. I don't know if it was after her first year, after she graduated or whatever. But her like friend at home was supposedly like an Encyclopedia Brown type character. I don't know if you've ever read those books, those young adult books from when I was a kid. When Encyclopedia Brown was this really smart kid who solved crimes. So she goes back there, he's solving crimes, she got involved with it, and we'll see how it works out. Because I only read that one issue of it years ago, so I don't know. And then the other thing I got, let's see here. A Reckless book, The Ghost in You. I think I have 3 of these now out of the, what are there, 5? I think I have 3 of the 5. This is the one with his assistant. I recognize her with that purple. I've actually read this one on Hoopla, but I want a physical copy of it. So, like I said, if this were coming out in individual issues, it would be on my pull list. But since it comes out as standalone graphic novels, I'm like, I'll put it on my wish list and get it someday for Christmas or my birthday. So there's another one of those. And here's another one, a big one. Parker, the Martini edition, Last Call. Don't even have it opened yet. It's still in its plastic. But this is, what's the name? Darwin Cooke's Parker. It also has one by Brubaker and Sean Phillips in it, I think, too. There's a little one, but this is volume 2. I don't have volume 1 of the Parker of the Martini edition. I'll have to look. I was just looking for volume 1, and it's out of print, but you can find it on eBay for about $60, which is about what this costs new on Amazon. So big, huge volume. I think there's only 2 stories in it. 3. The Score, Slayground, and Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. So 3 stories are in this one of the Parker one. I have the original Parker small one, just the first story in it, because I think it was like after the second story came out, they're like, oh, we're making this giant Martini edition. And I was like, I would have waited for that. But I actually have the first one. It was one of the few autographed things in my collection, because I have some friends who were friends with Darwin Cooke, and he's like, yo, you want me to get that autograph for you? I was like, sure. I'm not really into autographs, but I'll take them if they're offered. Then let's see. The other thing I got is a toy. Let me show you this first. Marvel Team Up number 68. This is one of my favorite comics as a kid, this Marvel Team Up. I really like this one. I think Bob Wyacek inked this one, too. I think it's Claremont, Byrne, and Wyacek, if I can remember correctly. I'm friends with Bob, so it's notable. And it's the first appearance of Despair. And it's funny, I really don't buy or collect many action figures, but like I said, this is such a favorite of mine as a kid, and I just never saw a Despair action figure before. Here's the Marvel Legends box it comes in. Extra hands and a foot. It's a Build-A-Figure one. The figure is Rintrah. I don't even know who Rintrah is, this bull-like guy back there, but there's one of his legs in the Build-A-Figure. But I was like, oh, cool. I mean, and it actually wasn't that like I see these Marvel Legends figures go for, I don't know, anywhere from $30 to $100, depending if it's in print or not. But this one was only like, I think about $17 or $18. So I put it on my wish list, and my sister got it for me. But let's see, back there, see those Spider-Mans hanging? They've been hanging there for like decades. These are like what are those cornices with gargoyle cornices with Spider-Man? I think I picked those up back when I was at Marvel. They were kicking around the office, so I just took them just because I liked those building cornices, the gargoyle cornices, and those are various Spider-Mans I picked up over the years. I think all at the office. I think there's a Scarlet Spider and some regular Spider-Man. They just hang out there. So I'm like, oh, I can get a Despair. Now I have to look for a Man-Thing, even though I was looking, and the Man-Thing action figures are really expensive, and I'll have to wait till because I think the most recent one was a Build-A-Figure Man-Thing. So that means you have to buy like 8 figure. How many of there's like 6 parts? You have to buy like 6 figures to get the Man-Thing. So they're not cheap. But if I want to make a diorama of Despair, Spider-Man, and Man-Thing, I'm going to need a Man-Thing. Of course, I'll never make the diorama, so what the heck. But I thought that was cool. Nice little figure. And here's a couple other related. Got this art related. Oh, look, the top broke. I didn't even realize that. Look at that. I'll have to tape that up. This is an L-shaped ruler. Well, it was. Well, it still is, just the top broken off that L shape. L-shaped ruler. I'm not sure what I'm going to use this for, but I thought it was kind of cool. It was on my wish list, so I can't believe I don't know if I broke that top off or it came that way. I looked at it before. It wasn't broken. It's amazing this plastic would just snap. I don't know what that is. So I've got plenty of these, like, where are they? Here's 2 more. I've got 3 of these same plastic, not L-shaped ones. So, and none of these have ever snapped, so I don't know why that one did, but I'll have to look into that. And then one other thing, if you follow me on Instagram and see my dice color compositions, I've got another set of dice, except these ones are metal. Pretty cool looking. I'll have to use these in my, like I said, if you go over to my Instagram, whoops, dropped one. You can see I do dice color compositions just kind of on the back of my hand. I arranged all of my different colored dice and take pictures of them and post them on Instagram. But there you go. That's what I got for Christmas. Some comics, an action figure, and dice. Always good.